Hey guys, Bobby from the Berkshires. I am at the north end of my favorite lake, Cheshire Lake, and I am under a tree in the shade because it is extremely hot. It's in the 90s easy, and the humidity it's way up there. Um, okay, so a few things. I definitely made a decision on what I'm going to do. Let me first say thank you to everybody for all your input and your feedback, your responses, your comments, the feedback on some of the things that I may consider and look at to be careful and be cautious. I've got a wide range of responses from like you should run to you can work through it, go over there, meet her, and you know, uh, see her in person, talk with her, and I've got all kind of responses. Again, probably the most common one that I got was just to be cautious going forward. Because if she's not honest from the beginning, then and I understand that. And I was saying that I don't think any of us here in the United States understand the magnitude of what it's like to live there in the Philippines. One, she's a single mom. Two, and her being afraid that I would definitely leave. She really thought something like that. She wanted to tell me initially, and before I know it, 1 month turned into two, and then three, and she was really held. Her sister and family were like, he has to know. And I met her daughter. I think I said that. I met her daughter on video, and she is just adorable. She looks just like Emmy. And so, yeah, thank you for the responses and the wide range, again, of all of the comments. And so I looked at all of those, and because initially I was really going to just cut the trip off and just cut it. But that was my initial response because I was really hurt. But I knew I couldn't respond on my first response. I couldn't react to my first response. So I had to give it a day or so and just kind of like, my brother said some really important, eye-opening things to me that really shed light on this. And it's really credit my brother for me not just, not talking to her ever again. My brother said something really made me think, and I'll share that with you. He said, you all know that back in the day I used to be a drinker. So when I was young, I had a son. He's grown now, but for years, because of my drinking and my selfish and immaturity, I was a horrible dad. And you all know that I quit drinking some years back. And my brother reminded me that just because she was afraid to tell you, she should have been honest with you. But if you guys can work through this, the opportunity for me now, as I quit drinking some years back, not only could I be a good husband to Debbie, but I also could be a good father to Jasmine, that's her daughter. And maybe the Lord's going to give me a chance. All the years I wasted with my son being a horrible dad because I was drinking and just so selfish and irresponsible. Maybe the Lord's giving me a chance with Emmy and her daughter to be a good husband and father. And so my brother said that, and made me really think. And so maybe this is the Lord's will that I marry her and she brings Jasmine here. And of course, I think we're going to have more children, but I could be a good dad now by the grace of God. And the opportunity to be a dad to Jasmine, because she never met her dad. Emmy said that she left that guy who was really abusive and a drinker. He lives in Manila. She lives way in Samar, which is so far away, like 2 days. I think that you have to take a plane. He doesn't know anything. She left, she didn't know she was pregnant, and then she found out a few weeks later, she said. So he doesn't know at all, and she never wanted, it's been over 4 years. He was, I guess, that abusive and that, a mean drunk. She doesn't want nothing to do with him, so she never contacted him when she found out she was pregnant. She just wanted nothing to do with him because of the way he was. So her daughter has her last name, and so anyway, so my brother said that to me, that this maybe the Lord is doing this and using this for me to have an opportunity again to be a good dad, because I'm sober now by the grace of God. So it really made me think and then reconsider and think through this and not react because I was hurt. Listen, I've lied, I've done so many things in my life. I can't not even, how can I not forgive, And I know I've talked to her, I know the responses and I've got back in the comments are people that don't know her personally and making a comment based on the situation and what they think, and I get that. But I know her, I've known her for 3 months, and of course she was afraid to tell me about this, and I get it. Filipino mother, and it's just, the life there is just, we can't grasp the magnitude of a third world country. So why she lied, it doesn't justify it, but she was sorry right away, and she's like, I should have told you, and I just said, you can never lie to me again. And of course she was so upset with herself. I had to say, listen, it's okay. Let's just move forward. I'll probably do something stupid in the future, and you can forgive me too. We can give each other grace, right? So the decision I made is that in 67 days, that's the countdown. We're back to the countdown. We never left the countdown, but in 67 days in a wake up, I will be on a plane to see the love of my life, the girl I want to marry, have a family with, help raise her daughter. I'm going to be on the plane seeing her for 10 days, and we may go visit her family, and so because I want to meet her daughter, and I want to meet her family too. I didn't think we had enough time, but we have 10 days, and the ferry ride will be 8 hours from Cebu City to her family. I think I probably need to make that trip then when I get there. We'll spend a couple of days, just her and I, in Cebu, and then we'll take the ferry over to see her daughter and all her family, and then we'll take the ferry back. And so, yeah, the decision I made is, when I said that I was starting to fall in love with this girl and I really care for her, the first sign of a trial, I can't bail, so based on everything, based on knowing her for 3 months, and her sister contacted me and said she was just, she said, she was telling me about her sister, that it was really tough for her sister. It's tough there as a single mom. She was afraid I would leave, and so her sister's like, listen, she's being really honest with you now, just because she really does love you, and either she loves you that much that if you do decide to leave, she wants to just be honest with you. So she told me even being afraid that I would leave. So her sister was just letting me know that, listen, she's being honest. Again, knowing that being honest, you might leave. And of course I did think about it. My reaction was initially just to not talk to her ever again, and because she wasn't honest with me. But listen, I've made so many mistakes in my life, and I've been forgiven so many times when I didn't deserve it. And I'll probably need forgiveness in the future, I'm sure. And I know Emmy pretty well, 3 months. You say, well, she lied, you know her. There was a huge reason. We don't know, again, the magnitude of living in a third world country, being afraid to lose somebody that you possibly could marry, that could help change her life. She was afraid to let me know she has a daughter. Of course she should have told me. I'm thinking the first month she didn't owe me nothing. The first month she didn't have to tell me nothing. But I'm thinking after about 2 months, maybe she probably should have been thinking, it's getting serious, I need to tell you something. It took 3 months for her and her sister and her family to say, listen, you need to tell him. You may lose him, but you need to tell him. So she didn't even have to tell me. She could have just kept it going, but she told me knowing she could lose me. And again, I was almost going to leave, but I thought about everything. I considered everything. I want a life with her. I want to marry her. I want to have children with her. I want to help raise her daughter and be a dad to her, to Jasmine. And she is so adorable. I met her. I said, honey, can I meet? I said, well, this is when I was still mad at her. I said, I'm still mad at you, but can I meet your daughter? And so she put her daughter on the video, and she's sitting there just waving to me and saying hi. She speaks a little English, right? She's just turned 4. Well, she's just turning 4 this month. So she came on and was like saying hi to me and stuff, and she is just so cute. She looks just like Emmy, right? And she looks like her cousin. She has a couple of cousins, Princess and
Sophia Grace. So she looks like all her cousins. They're all so cute. Anyway, and Jasmine's birthday is the 18th of this month. So I'm like, honey, we have to get cake and balloons and celebrate her birthday. So I'm not going to be there, but so yeah, that's my decision. I'm gonna choose to forgive, and in understanding the whole situation and what's going on. In light of all that, I choose to forgive her and move forward. And because again, I've made so many mistakes in my life. I've gotten forgiven so many times by the same person a bunch of times. So I know Emmy does love me. I know she was afraid, and her circumstances definitely are unique and different. Nothing that we can really grasp here in the West. Seriously, it doesn't justify her lying, but at least she did come forward and tell me, you know. So I'm putting all this behind us. It's 67 days in a wake up, and I'm on the plane to get to know this beautiful Filipino girl. She really is the most pretty Filipino girl in the Philippines I happen to meet, who happened to fall in love with me, and I'm falling in love with her. And this is the first trial, you know. She's so like, again, sorry, and she was crying all the time. I was, stop crying, it's okay, listen, we'll just move forward. And we need to meet. I have to see her. We need to spend time, get to know each other, and then I probably, after a few days, again, we're gonna go see her family. So the Bobby from the Berkshires channel is gonna stay just like it is. I'm gonna be talking about my love life, me missing Emmy, of course, our trials. I'll be talking about those just like I did. I talked about what just happened and how we're gonna work through it. And I'm gonna love her through this. We're gonna love each other, and it's gonna be okay. So it's gonna be okay as long as we're together. I already have that feeling she's gonna be the love of my life. Just not talking to her for a couple of days, kind of I was working this out in my mind, thinking about everything, and I was missing her so much. I'm like, I can't, I miss her so much. And she was crying, missing me, and I'm like, it's enough. I need to talk with her. I need to tell her, listen, I forgive you, let's move on. It's getting a little blurry again. So, you guys hold on a minute, I'm gonna move, so. Hey guys, I'm back. Somebody was just asking me about the channel and what I was filming for, and I told them I was filming, one of the things is about locations and spots in the Berkshires and how beautiful it is. And he was like, he agreed with me. He's like, I know, I try to tell people the Berkshires are really nice. Anyway, so I'm back. Yeah, my decision is that Emmy and I are going to work through this. Again, I understand why she did it. I know she's sorry, and so I'm going to give her grace like I got my whole life. I'm excited about our future together. And we had a conversation, deep conversation about that, you know, not being honest, and I know that specific thing that she wasn't honest about, it's important. Obviously, it's really important, but given the circumstances of she's in the Philippines, single mom, so, you know, it's definitely a different, it doesn't justify her not being honest, but again, I understand. So we're going to move past it. So after I'm done with this video is mainly about my decisions to forgive her and to move forward, and for me to go to the Philippines in 67 days in a wake up. That's the countdown. We're back to the countdown. Again, we never left it. I just went through a little trial there, and isn't that what we're supposed to do when you start to fall in love with somebody? And again, this situation is so unique. We've been talking on video for 3 months, so, but isn't that what we're supposed to do, is, you know, work through things that are workable, that things that you can work through. I'm not talking about things that are, you know, like sometimes you have to break free and you have to go your separate ways, but isn't that what we're supposed to do, even if it's kind of tough? In this case, it's really not that hard. I was just hurt that she wasn't honest with me. I just said, listen, are you afraid I was going to leave? I mean, you should have told me anyway. That wasn't your decision. Like, you should have been honest with me. If I left, then I left. I know it would have been hard, but you should have been honest with me right from the beginning, of course. and she knows that. But yeah, aren't we supposed to, like, when we start to love somebody, even if it's tough and hard, aren't we supposed to just work through it? Again, when it's workable, when you're able to work through it. Some things you can, you go your separate ways, but there's a lot of things that we can. Her and I aren't even married yet, so I'm sure whatever's ahead in front of us, we're going to be faced with a lot of things. I was married once. I made a mess of the marriage. The girl I was married to, she made a mess of it. We both made a mess of it. We both shouldn't have married each other, and we agree on that. Now we're friends, but I want this to be my last. And I believe, I know, I think going through this trial with her, talking, we kind of talked through it. We still have more talking to do, but I know she's the one. Like, not talking to her for a couple of days, I missed her so much. I'm like, we have to work through this. It's going to be okay. This is workable. We can work through this, and now more than ever, we really need to see each other and be around each other. I need 10 days with her. I need more than 10 days, but that's what I'll have. But I need 10 days so we can physically be around each other, really kiss and love each other and hug each other, spend time knowing each other. So vitally important now. Yeah, so nothing's going to change with the channel. I'm still going to talk about my missing Emmy. I'm going to be talking about all the things that I was talking about before. Encouraging men that are struggling, that were unhappy in their dating life, that maybe they could go outside the country. Listen, nothing's perfect, nothing's ironclad, nothing is. Things happen. Sometimes, when you meet somebody like what I just went through, like she wasn't totally honest because of that. So stuff happens. It's an individual case. You have to work through each thing. So when I tell you to do that, I'm not saying go overseas and meet somebody from a different culture, everything's going to be perfect. No. We're still people, you know what I mean? We still have to work through some things. So I'm still going to talk about that and encourage guys that if they're not happy in their dating life to take a leap of faith and go outside the country, find a girl from a different culture. And again, we're just people, so there's going to be problems and trials and struggles in every culture, right? So anyway, I'm going to talk about the logistics, like all the financial stuff, like all the things that's costing me. I mean, I don't care about that, but I'm saying, so if somebody chooses to go overseas, they'll know some of the things they have to do. One, you have to have a visa, right? And two is, it's a little costly, and then mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it's a lot too. It's a weight, because if you do meet somebody you start to care about, then, things happen. It can be really tough. Not only do you have to wait, but sometimes there's trials like I just went through where we're distant and we can't be around each other to like hug each other through it. We have to like just see each other on video. I'm talking about all of those things. And one thing I forgot to mention is that I have my passport, but I haven't had my passport stamped. I never been through, what am I trying to say? The airport, I had never been overseas, is what I'm trying to say. And I never been through customs, is what I'm trying to say. And so my passport, the first stamp will be Philippines. And so I'm a little nervous. So if you're a guy and you want to go outside your country, maybe to a different culture, and you haven't flown across the world and you haven't been outside your country, it's a little nerve-wracking. I got to go through customs and all that. I talked with my friend who just come back from Thailand, and he told me it's going to be fine, don't worry. But, I never did this. So, it's going to be, I'll be nervous, but it'll be fine. You know what I mean? And, but my passport is going to get stamped. First stamp on my passport is going to be the Philippines. That's cool, right? Anyway. Well, really the most important thing about that being stamped is that it's being stamped in a place where I met a girl that I want to share my life with and that I love. So that's the most important thing. I don't care about my passport getting stamped, and that's cool, whatever, but why I'm going is really the most important thing. So, yeah, so that's my update. 67 days in a wake up. I guess I go back to rambling a little. I'm going to try not to. But I'm, happy. I'm smiling. There was a couple of tough days there where I almost made a decision. I didn't want to react and, throw away what I think could be the best relationship in my life, the love of my life, and I'm still sure she's the one. In 67 days in a wake up, when we spend time together, you guys, I'll know, you know what I mean? And even going through trials, even her not being honest about having a daughter, I think that's not even a big deal. It is, but it isn't, you know what I mean? So, yeah, listen, so the channel's going to stay the same. Bobby from the Berkshires talking about his going overseas, finding a wife. I ended up in the Philippines. I found Emmy. We just went through our first kind of major little trial, and it took me a couple of days to kind of think through it, pray. I got a lot of feedback from you guys. Thank you. Again, all the feedback I got from you guys was, one, it was like the extremes couldn't have been more extreme, meaning a lot of people said run, and a lot of people said work through it, you can do it, go there, see her. For all different responses, that definitely helped and made me think of it. And then, of course, my brother telling me that this could be the Lord's will, and for her little daughter to come here. And I'll leave, like the visa and all that. I'll just leave it with the Lord. I'm not going to stress it how it's going to work, and not just one day at a time, right? Let the Lord lead. But yeah, that my brother said that to me, and because of my years of drinking back in the day, I was a horrible dad and horrible boyfriend. And when I was married, I was a horrible husband. We both were not good, me and my ex-wife. She was on drugs and I was drinking. It was bad. But anyway, now that I got sober, my brother was saying this little girl and Emmy could be the Lord giving you another chance to be a good husband and father. And so that really resonated with me. Love my brother. Thank you, Billy. He really made me look at it from a different perspective. And so, as opposed to just throwing it all away and reacting, but because of my brother Billy, I did it. So, yeah. So a little more. I'm going to give you a little more shot of the north end of Cheshire Lake. You guys know by now this is my favorite lake, favorite place to walk. I think I may go to Monument Mountain. It's a small day hike. I may take you guys on a day hike. I could use the exercise, and the view is spectacular too when you get to the top. But yeah, Monument Mountain Trail. Maybe I'll go there next and take you guys on a little day hike. You can guys see how it is over there. I seen a couple of bears there one time just run right on the side of us, right up the mountain. So yeah, you can see anything. So anyway, yeah, I guess I am kind of rambling, talking about a few different things. Let me spin this around. Yeah, so it's a beautiful, hot, sizzling hot, humid. I still think there's a heat advisory here. I'm drinking plenty of. I've already had water. Coke Zero, you guys know, a little Gatorade. I'm gonna go have some lunch, but I feel kind of rejuvenated. I'm happy that I got all the comments. So thankful for my brother to bringing up that the Lord's will, that it could be, and really making me think. And that really was the pivotal point of me not reacting and just not talking to her at all. And then the other thing was that I've made so many mistakes in my life. Believe me, I've gotten forgiven umpteen times when I shouldn't have. So, and I love that girl, Emmy, and we can work through this, and we will. So, our first trial right on video, right? Yeah. So it was hard. Just today we talked again this morning, and she was still crying. I'm like, listen, we have to get past this. Like, I miss you, and you miss me, and I understand why you did it. Her sister texted me and again was telling me that, her sister, she does love me, and that's why she's telling me. She should have told me sooner, but she was afraid. So again, after this video, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. The channel is going to stay the same. You guys are going to hear me rant. Hopefully it's a informative, pleasant, entertaining rant about my love for this beautiful Filipino girl who's not perfect, neither am I. We both need forgiveness. We both need grace and love, right? And then, and then I get to be a dad to this her little daughter who's going to be 4 July 18th. So we have to have a party for her. She's going to have a party for her. So yeah, wow, I'm just walking a little bit here and it is totally humid. Yow. Hey, listen, you guys, again, thank you for all the feedback. I appreciate all the comments. The extreme, like I was saying, the extremes on all the comments. All of it helped me. You know, get a perspective. Friends I hadn't seen in years. Thanks, Pat. Was sending me like charts and on like immigration and how it works for like if I get Emmy here, is your daughter going to be a U.S. citizen? Like all that, everything that involves all of that. The legal perspective on all that. Does she become a U.S. citizen? Like if I marry Emmy, and she had paperwork on the screen there showing me all that stuff. So thanks, Pat, again. I haven't seen Patricia in years, but it was nice to hear from you. We actually, I think, I'm saying this on camera, but I think we dated when we were really young. I think we were, I don't know, I forget, Pat, you probably remember. We were 12, 13, 14, I don't know. Anyway, that was a long time ago. Anyway, but again, it was nice to hear from you, Patricia. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna wind this video down. As always, I'm back to my normal self, all over the place. So 67 in the wake up, I'm on the plane. My brother's gonna pick me up at the airport. I got that settled, you guys know that. I'm gonna be going a day early to JFK because I can't leave the day of because I won't be able to get there on time. And my brother's not getting up at 5 in the morning, so I'll probably stay in the hotel. I'm gonna get a bus from here to Port Authority in New York City and then hail a cab to JFK, find out where I'm gonna be and everything, and then just stay in a hotel that night. I don't know, I may even sleep in the airport. I probably won't get good sleep, so when I get on the plane the next day, I'm on that plane for 16 hours. If I don't get good sleep that night, I'll sleep on the plane better. What do you think? That's my thinking. So I don't know. I got to figure out my Wi-Fi stuff on my phone and make sure I have Wi-Fi all the way to the Philippines when I get to the Philippines. Yeah, so I'm back to being excited, and well, it's hard being a grown-up and making grown-up decisions and working through stuff. And I can tell you, most of my life, as now I'm kind of going on a rabbit trail, but most of my life I reacted to a lot of things and made harsh, quick decisions that I regretted. I know we all do that, right? I think part of growing up is maybe what I just did. I didn't react. I said, let me just sit on this for a minute and let me pray about it. Lord, help me, lead me with this. And then I got feedback, and then I made a decision. Wow, I think is that maturity a little bit? I mean, I think it is. Wow, it only took me 50-something years to be able to practice that, right? Most of my life, I promise you, I didn't. I made a lot of decisions. I reacted, and I regretted so many. But anyway, listen, it's a humid day. I am so hot already. I'm gonna go home and probably I was thinking soup. You're saying it's hot, you're gonna have soup. What? I'm like, but there's this chicken soup, the Raymond chicken soup. I love crackers and soup. I love it. Anyway, listen, you guys have a great day. Bobby from the Berkshires is back. And I think part of this channel, of course, is showing you the Berkshires, and then talking about my going overseas and finding a wife, and talking about, now it's about Emmy, but it's going to be about trials and struggles. It's not going to be everything's great, and this is real life. It's real stuff. And, you know, actually filming all of this stuff, I was really almost hesitant, like sharing my life with people. But I think if I want to be real and transparent and honest, I have to be vulnerable to do that. I watch other guys who have different channels, and they're transparent and raw too. They're just like, this is it, and they're talking about it. And I can relate to that. And that's all I want. I want mine to be real. But when you're going through something, you don't want to share it. It's the first time I've ever shared. I was a guy that when I was faced with stuff, I would never tell anybody. You know, I would just be quiet and just go off on my own. This time I'm not only taking advice, taking feedback, but sharing what I'm going through. That's a lot, man. I think that's maturity too, right? Hey, listen, you guys have a great day. Enjoy wherever you're at. Stay hydrated, like I always say. And we will talk again soon.